This is Anthony John Bartlett, and this is your guided meditation for sexual performance anxiety. Sexual performance anxiety in men is a very common problem. It's not something that we as men think about too much until it happens to one of us. It is seen as an individual event. We don't look at it in terms of the larger scope. In fact, sexual performance anxiety is the most common psychological contributor to erectile dysfunction. Erectile dysfunction is the overarching definition of failure to perform with the penis. So, sexual performance anxiety is a possible contributor to erectile dysfunction. Typically, a male can become nervous, excited, or get it in their head that there's something wrong with them. What I'm trying to paint for you is a picture of something purely psychological. And typically, this is something that tends to strike. I'm often talking with individuals, coaching individuals, and they tell me that all of a sudden there was an event and now they are struggling to ejaculate. All of a sudden they're struggling to maintain an erection, struggling to achieve an erection. And there's so many externalities to performance anxiety. So in this guided meditation, we're going to look at it as a psychological issue. And there's something wonderful about that. Because if it's psychological, guess what? Then we know that there's a cure. And in this case, it's almost as simple as the idea. The idea that something was wrong most likely caused it. And the idea and belief that there's nothing wrong is often going to be the cure. So we are not going to use phony affirmations. We're going to focus on the truth. It was lies that might have brought you to your knees and given you some anxiety in the bedroom. So let's look at the truth. As we start, I want you to find yourself in a comfortable position, somewhere you are safe, somewhere that you are not needed right now. Maybe find yourself in the bed, a couch, your favorite chair, and just start relaxing your body. All that tension, let it melt. Think about butter as it warms up. Think about butter as it hits room temperature. Think about how soft butter becomes. Let that happen to your muscles. Let the tension ease and flow away from you as you melt into whatever chair or bed that you are resting upon. Now I want you to focus upon your breathing. Don't relax just your muscles. I want you to also focus on relaxing your breath. Again, just let that tension melt away. Breathe in, nice and slow, and hold it until it really needs to come out. And then when you're ready to breathe out any remaining tension that you might have. I was talking to a man in his 40s. This man is married and has been for a long time now. Over 2 decades has this man been wed to the same wonderful woman. He has 2 children They're both 11 and 13 years old. But recently, this man's been having trouble. He's been doing fine at work, seemingly fine everywhere else. He has no problem in his sport activities, his exercise. He's a wonderful cook, very romantic and loving partner. What I can't do is gloss over the fact that this is a wonderful father. Recently, this husband, this father, has been struggling in the bedroom. All day long, this man thinks about sex. Maybe you think this is entirely normal. But this man doesn't just think about sex. He worries about sex. Perhaps when he arrives home, he'll find his wife ready to go. And he thinks about this all day long, and sometimes he struggles to sleep at night, just wondering all of these possibilities. Maybe she's going to surprise him, and he feels that he's going to have to perform. He has to perform instantly. He feels an incredible weight associated with sex. This is a man who has 2 children. This is a man that romanced and courted his wonderful wife. He has decades of wonderful experiences in the bedroom and outside of the bedroom. He has tried taking pills. He's tried taking a little blue pill. But that doesn't change the fact that this father and husband worries that he still has to perform. He does have sex on occasion, but he finds himself worrying even during intercourse. He even finds himself making excuses. This is a man that has an issue. His confidence has decreased, and he's facing anxiety, which is a repeated fear of future failure. Anything that's become associated with sex now gives him pause. Those loving embraces, they used to characterize his relationship, now are associated with sex. When he arrives home, embraces his wife, he wonders, is sex just around the corner? Is that pressure to perform just around the corner? When she texts him that she loves him, when she calls him to let him know that she couldn't imagine being with another man, his mind runs to sex. So I want you to think of this man, but also I want you to think of yourself. I want you to think about your long and storied history with sex, with life. You've had ups, you've had downs, you've had significant victories. Guess what? Anytime you are succeeding, you are completely enthralled, sucked in, completely taken in by the moment. There's no such thing as worry. You might be playing a sport. You might be driving your car around the racetrack. Maybe it's a wonderful event that you are participating in, a theme park. Maybe you just received a wonderful bonus at work. Maybe a college test in which you passed with flying colors. Nowhere in there is any preoccupation about the future, whether or not you will succeed or fail. You have all of these victories. You have all of them because you were focused. You were completely enthralled. You put 100% of your attention on the task at hand. You see, with sex, there are literally two minds in the human brain. We have a conscious mind. We also have a subconscious mind. Interestingly, a lot of functions in our body are handled entirely without the gaze of our conscious minds. We tend to forget about this, take it for granted. We are capable of breathing consciously, but that doesn't work too well if we have to go to sleep. So our bodies do that for us. It's autonomous. It's requisite for sustaining life. Our bodies do an awful lot for us. And that's where performance anxiety comes in. For all this time, we were succeeding in life, not realizing that we let our body handle sexual arousal for us. For a man, we just cannot direct our penis to become erect. It just cannot happen. It's not in the conscious realm. The only thing we can do is put our minds at ease and enjoy the moment. We can put ourselves next to our wonderful partners. We can direct the wonderful moments, the wonderful passion. It's that which we focus on. It's that which led to all of our successes, the decades of flawless sexual performance. But sometimes we get nervous, we might feel a pain, we might be tired. There are a number of reasons that interfere with that natural body process of sexual arousal and performance in the bedroom. And that has nothing to do with a permanent failure. I want you to think, maybe a week ago, maybe a month ago, perhaps even a year ago, I want you to think about the most romantic and passionate lovemaking that you've made with your romantic partner. And if you are single, but dating or wishing to date women, I want you to think about the sex that you've had, the wonderful moments and experiences that you have had. And put yourself in that bedroom with yourself and that wonderful lady. Or, if it persuades you, perhaps there was a man. But put yourself in that environment. I want you to watch yourself enjoying the moment, completely taken in by the passion and romance. I want you to see the complete, relaxed nature of the entire environment, looking upon your face and the face of your partner as well. There's no worry, there's no fear, there's no doubt, there's no conscious thought other than directing the physical body, directing the movement in, out, or up and down, directing the mouth, the lips, the tongue, closing the eyes. Just notice how much your unconscious mind is handling for you, and see the effortless nature of this incredible moment. There's no pressure. That man, husband, and father, we continue to work together. He threw away his little blue pills, realizing that they only kept him in that same mindset, that mindset that he had no power, the mindset that there was something wrong with him. What he did was start to calm down. He stopped trying to fight what was happening. He stopped trying to focus on making an erection occur last. He tried to stop making himself enjoy sex until he climaxed. He stopped avoiding the intimate moments that would naturally lead to sexual arousal. In the months that followed, not only has it entirely reversed, but his new focus on letting his subconscious mind handle itself and his conscious mind focus on engendering very passionate romance. Not only is his sex life improved, his relationship has improved, his job performance has improved. So I want you to know you can always go back to that moment where you were most successful in the bedroom. All you have to do is surrender and give up the fight. Let your body do what it does best. Relax and just enjoy yourself. So I want you to keep living in this moment of utter relaxation and realize that your problem is so easy to solve, so very simple. It's no mystery, and chances are there's no medical intervention that's necessary at all. In fact, sometimes less honest doctors prescribe these pills under the guise of a placebo. Because if there's no medical problem, the only thing that a little blue pill can do is fool the patient into thinking that there was a problem and that that blue pill was the solution. But guess what? We are masters of our own minds. And where there is a mental inhibition, some process, some anxiety or fear, some failure to focus, procrastination even, that's entirely up to us to solve, which makes it the most beautiful gift. Live in this moment. Reap the rewards of all the victories that you have had. Just live in that moment. Let your body handle sexual arousal. And now, I want you to become more conscious. Just like I was telling you about in this meditation, direct your conscious mind to become more aware of your physical body. Start to move ever so slightly. Move your toes. Start to move your arms as you begin to open your eyes. Now, performance anxiety, it has a lot of externalities. There is a lot of situational context. Now that I have you back, conscious, I want to talk to you in summation, some things that you and your partner can both work on. I want you to realize that you are so much more valuable than an erection, than an orgasm. So much more. You have inherent value. There's so much that you do to provide and give to the world. Remember that. You are a valuable human being. I want you to stop judging yourself. I want you to stop imagining what everyone else would think about you. Like I said, performance anxiety is very common. It's very common that a male will encounter sexual performance anxiety at some point in their life. It tends to be temporary, lasting days, weeks, months, or years for those that do nothing about it. Some think there's a permanent medical problem, which just is not the case. The most important thing that you can do is talk to your partner. Let your partner in. Otherwise, this is something that can get worse. You have to let your partner in so they can help. They need to know that there are some things that they can do to help with you, some things that they should and should not say. I want you to also stop exaggerating. This is not the end of the world. Whether it's difficulty with an erection or difficulty orgasming, it's not the end of the world, because we're talking about something that's psychological in nature. The cure is as simple as gaining control over that mind. It's exercises like this that help the most. So stop obsessing about your sexual experience, whether it's going to happen, whether it's not going to happen, obsessing about it when it's happening. Just let your body go. Free yourself. Remember what it was like when you had those very powerful experiences. With that, we're going to bring a close to this recording. Thank you so much for joining me in this guided meditation for sexual performance anxiety. If there's any confusion or any specific help that you need with your performance anxiety, I want you to go to relationshipteacher.com. I want you to like this video, subscribe to the Relationship Teacher channel, comment as well. Again, thank you so much for joining me.